Chris, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
It's 9:00, and I don't understand how this happens every year, but I feel like I'm surprised that it's still light out at 9:00. But I know for a matter of fact that it is like this every year.
Yes, that's how years work.
Why am I still surprised?
I think it's something to do with like the I don't know, you get used to a certain thing and then all of a sudden they throw this little grenade into the calendar called daylight savings time and it just messes everything up all of a sudden. And then you're just very surprised by all of that. I don't know.
I don't know. It feels so unnatural to be light out at 9:00, but like it's no different than last year. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I mean, maybe it's the sudden shift, but I feel daylight savings didn't happen recently, did it?
No, we are like 3 months away from daylight savings. Like it happened in like April.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm walking through my house. It's 9:00. I'm like, why is it still light outside?
Yeah, I really dislike this whole daylight savings thing. I understand people like it because that gives them more daylight in the evenings. But my complaint is actually that when daylight savings happens, it is so dark in the morning. I'm really not a fan of the, like, it's dark until almost 8 a.m. after the day after daylight savings time happens. It's like, we had this. It was working. It was fine. Yesterday at 7 a.m. it was light. Now it's not light until 8 a.m.
Oh, okay. That's interesting because the people that want to stop doing daylight savings want to set us permanently on the daylight savings clock, not the other way around.
I know, and they're wrong.
Okay.
There's like studies and like articles and stuff about how if you were going to pick one, you should pick standard time, not this time. It's something about the they have these really cool maps that show you like what the like latest sunrise is across the country or across every time zone. Basically, like there are these little gradient maps that show you that thing, and it's like way better if you just let it be on standard time because the latest sunrise is still some reasonable time instead of like 9:30 a.m. or something.
Yeah, now that you're mentioning it, like we set standard time before daylight savings time was a thing.
Correct.
So it was purely based on the sun.
Yeah, exactly. Like we picked the times. They're here. I am not a fan of the daylight savings time, summertime, I guess, whatever, the saved time. I don't know what you call it, but when it's EDT instead of EST in the Eastern time zone, I do not like, it's not worth the trade-off for me because I don't do anything outside in the evenings and everything is artificial light inside. So like we've solved this problem. We have lights. Like we don't need to change the clocks. Because, we don't need to save gas or electricity or whatever. Like we have efficient lights. We've solved these problems. We can stop changing the clocks.
I think we should stop changing the clocks and then double the number of time zones. We should have 30-minute time zones.
Oh, that'd be fun. And extremely confusing.
Actually, you know what I actually think, Chris? This is what I actually think.
Okay.
I think we should abolish time zones and everyone should just use the GMT or UTC time and just understand I live in Cleveland. The time, the sunrise is at, I think it would be at like, 0200. Like that's just the time we would use. There's no time zones. There's no anything. It's just what time the sun comes up happens to be a different time. And, we're in a global market. We're in a global world now.
Sure.
Like everyone uses the same time. The time that I wake up and the sun comes up is going to be a different number on the clock than the time someone on the West Coast gets up.
Every time I think about the daylight savings thing, I come to that same conclusion that you just said and say, why don't we just all switch to, everything is UTC? And then I think about practically if I could even live my own life in that way. And there is just so much embedded in the culture of like time and like times of day that I think it would be so hard to unwind because like then you wouldn't have the, oh man, I woke up at 6 a.m. this morning. Like there would be no 6 a.m. because it would be different for every person. So you would lose that like cultural touchstone of like, what does it mean to wake up at 6 a.m.? It would be like, I woke up at the crack of dawn. Like that would be all you could do is talk about the sun. And I just don't know that would translate or like people would like that.
No, it would never happen. It would never work. I think we may get a little closer if, human civilization really started to colonize other planets.
Oh, because you'd have to.
Because then time gets really weird, right?
Yeah, right.
It's not even UTC anymore. Now you need some kind of like interstellar time clock, right?
Gross.
But I'm being hopeful, but it'll never get there.
Yeah, no. Let's not get into it. It's hard enough to do time zone math as it is with one set of time zones. We don't need multiple planets.
That's the thing. You wouldn't have to do time zone math anymore. There would be no time zones.
Yeah, but imagine if you were working, if you're on the East Coast, you're working with somebody on the West Coast, right? They're separated by 3 hours of reasonable daylight or whatever. And also, I will say, you may not want to give certain regions permission to not have a culturally acceptable time to wake up, because I'm reasonably sure that California would choose to wake up a couple hours later than the sun rises. So it would really screw with things, because then the times would be so divorced from everything. But you would be like, oh, I woke up at 6 a.m. or whatever, and then you'd be like, oh, the California people, they wake up at, noon our time or whatever, right? But it would have to be all in UTC. And then they would be like, yes, I've woken up at 12 o'clock and I will be working until, 9 p.m. or whatever, 2100. And that would just be so confusing to talk about. Just the idea of being able to say, oh, yeah, that's 5 o'clock for them is a reasonable shortcut in your brain of what that means, because otherwise you'd have to be like, oh, their dinner time is at my 2400 or whatever, and that would just get very, very confusing very quickly.
Yeah, maybe, but as we rely more and more on computers to do it all for us.
Okay, sure.
Right, when I go and schedule a meeting in my Outlook, it shows me people's working hours.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, listen, it's never going to happen, but it's a little bit of a, if we were going to get rid of daylight savings time, why not just go all the way?
I appreciate your mention about working hours in Outlook, but also people don't set those as it is. So again, having a shortcut for...
Sure, but if we did this, we'd have to change. We'd have to do that. We'd have to do
People
that.
are not good at configuring those things. It would be wrong for a bunch of people, and you'd be booking stuff and they'd be blocked out as outside of working hours, and you would feel so bad, and then it wouldn't matter because they just never set it up. It would be terrible.
We'd have to start a movement. We could make little short TikToks to tell people how to do it.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, one can dream, but I agree with you. Daylight savings time, sir. I don't know. Just it's not there anymore.
We don't need it. Just don't. I will accept if we just stuck on daylight time, but I would rather we stuck on standard time. But if we didn't have to change anymore, that would be fine. Welcome back to Pride and Accomplishment. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jason. This is episode 157.
So, Jason, have you been playing any games lately? All I've seen is you playing Warframe nonstop for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I said it last episode. I kind of go through waves, and I'm in a Warframe wave right now. Here's why. It just had an update. And I do this every year now. It's been a tradition for me every year now, where I get really hyped about TennoCon, which is, their annual conference where they make all their announcements. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, new stuff is coming. But it's not. It's just the announcement. It's just I have at least a couple more months to wait for whatever they announce at TennoCon, if not years. But I get so excited about Warframe and about TennoCon and about the game and about that community. And there's so much buzz going on that I end up playing the game. There's some new stuff in the game right now. I've basically done all of it. It only takes, I don't know, maybe 10 hours to experience all of it. But I'm just still so excited for the announcements that I end up playing.
So this would be like if you got super into World of Warcraft because of BlizzCon, where they announced the expansion for 2 years from now.
Like imagine you're in the middle of a season, you finish the raid, you've done everything there is to do in the current season of World of Warcraft, but BlizzCon is next weekend, so you're like, oh my god, so much cool stuff is coming. They're gonna announce all this stuff, and you just start playing World of Warcraft again.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not rational. There's nothing to do with. I mean, there's nothing new to do in the game. Like, there's plenty to do in World of Warcraft. There's plenty for me to do in Warframe, but there's no reason I should be playing because of the conference. It's just hype. I'm playing because there's hype around the game right now. It does live in the community. I will say for Warframe, and this, I don't know if I've told you or anyone, I did join a Warframe community, and I left the one I was in. That was basically just an in-game kind of clan that you, whatever, you get research and you have a guild hall, or they call it a dojo in Warframe, so you can like go there and get stuff. But like the community that I was in, the clan that I was in, didn't ever interact. It was just kind of a list of names on a screen. So I joined one that specifically required like participation in the community, where you had to like join Discord, and you had to be going into Discord, and it tracks your stats. Actually, it's a really cool Discord bot that like tracks how long you're in voice and how many messages you've sent. And then based on your activity, you get leveled up within the in-game community so that you can access resources from the in-game like stuff. I really like that because it encourages people to actually participate in a community. And I've been in there a lot. I've actually been like with other people and actually talking to other people and like playing the game with other people, which makes it a totally different game. But I say all that because it kind of contributes to this hype, right? It contributes to this TennoCon is happening here soon, and people are talking about it. And as more people talk about it, more hype gets generated, and as more hype gets generated, more people come in, and as more people come in, you play more. So it's all just kind of self-feeding at this point.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like that is, that kind of happens to me with Dota 2, right? When the international happens, I get into Dota for a month or so, here and there. A little bit less as time has gone on, but like I definitely do enjoy that. So I understand. That's cool. I really like that Discord bot thing. That's does Warframe have an API?
It does. It has a pretty extensive API. You can pull like what missions are currently live, what like the current rotations are, what the, you know, like, yeah, it has a pretty extensive API. And so the bot like will, if you sign up and you're like, I want to be notified when this mission comes up, it'll ping you in Discord.
Wow.
I don't know if your personal stats are publicly accessible, but it has some pretty good like iPhone apps and whatnot where you can actually start crafting and manage like your inventory and stuff from an app. Now you can play the full game on your phone now too, so I guess that doesn't matter as much. Well. But no, it's pretty good. But no, I think from like a community management, the Discord bot is tracking your Discord activity, and then I think it sends like a notification to an officer to actually like change your level in the clan. Because I got a message from the bot that says, "Hey, you've been blah 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 promoted to this. Someone will adjust your rank in game soon." And then they say, "Yeah, I did it," and I get another message that said, "So and so has upgraded you."
I see. Because I've been in Discords before where they have levels like that, where the bot will just message you and say you're level whatever, which means nothing most of the time. But like, whatever, people like to numbers go up.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've actually paid more attention to it than I think I should. But it's been, again, regardless of levels and Discord and all that, it's been really nice to play with people. It's weird how games are fun when you're playing with other people.
I know, right?
And I think I've mentioned it on the show before, but I'm getting into a lot more like end game stuff with Warframe. I used to be like the jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing, where you cast your net really wide and you play all of the different things in Warframe and you never really get good at any of them. And then I started to get good at a couple of Warframes where you start to put time into the build and like actually like make sure that you're, investing in a couple of them. And now, with where I am with the game, it really is kind of pushing me to start like really investing in more and more Warframes and learn how to actually play more and more of the Warframes, and you have to invest in them. Mm-hmm. And that's driving me to end game content. End game content you can matchmake, but it is way, way better to play with a pre-made team. So that's why I kind of wanted to do all this, because it is nice to have a pre-made team.
I see.
Imagine if you could go into Mythic Pluses in World of Warcraft with a pre-made team every time.
Well, yeah, I've lived that life briefly for a little while ago, and it was nice, but no more. You're talking about APIs and things. I was expecting, like, that seems like an Eve level thing, like with APIs and whatnot, but people in Eve are not as social and not as trusting, so I guess maybe they wouldn't do that.
I don't think it's that far. I don't think it's that far as Eve, but it's nice. It's probably on par. It's similar to you've seen the add-ons and whatnot for Guild Wars 2, right?
Yes, yeah.
Where it's kind of like a read only, what's happening, what events are up, and they can build like timelines and all that. It's very similar to that.
Okay, I see. Huh, cool.
Anyway, I'll be talking about TennoCon and Warframe probably next episode. Just a little bit, just to give everyone a tidbit of what was talked about. They posted, and I sent this to you, Chris. This is the last thing I'll say about Warframe, I promise. They are posting little tidbits, and the last couple of expansions for Warframe, or story expansions, have been, the music has just been spot on. And I think if we haven't, we definitely should have talked about the music in Clear Obscure.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And you made the comment that this latest Warframe trailer or teaser gives off a lot of similar vibes to the Clear Obscure theme. And God, it's just so good. It was very good. And they have said that Warframe's going to take like a much darker, like more somber tone about war and death and it's going to start to play on that side of it a little bit more mature of a theme.
Okay.
And God, it just, in this latest trailer, it's only like 30 seconds, but it just it was so good. The music was great. It's so simple yet so, like, I don't know, the theme was just great. So I'm very excited to where it goes, and we learn all about it this weekend.
I don't know how you're going to have time to watch anything Warframe this weekend, because a new game is coming out this week that you and I are both interested in, called Kaizen, A Factory Story, which I think we may have talked about, or maybe we didn't. But that is what I am planning to play next, I guess, when it comes out. I think on Monday. Like, it's out by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah, I'll have time for it. Because like I said, I'm going to watch this thing and I'll be like, oh my God, Warframe, and then none of it's going to be out. So I'm going to have plenty of time to play Kaizen. I plan on buying it right away. I hope it's long enough. I hope there's enough to it.
I think there will be.
I'm a little worried that it's only going to be like a 5-hour game, but maybe. I'm excited. We played the demo. We talked about it on the show, playing the demo. And then I haven't touched it since. I totally forgot about it. But yeah, what's the exact date on that?
I'm pretty sure it's the 14th.
Yeah, July 14th.
Yeah. So it will have been out by the time this episode comes out. I actually went on a little bit of a Zachtronics trip while waiting for Kaizen after I played the demo, and I was like, man, I really want to play more of this game, but I can't because it's not out yet. But it's a, as they say, Zach-like, where it has a bunch of the Kaizen is actually made by a bunch of the old Zachtronics team. And I went through and tried to play some of the old Zachtronics games, and I am not super great at those games. I realized / remembered. They're fun, and then I kind of hit like a point where I just don't keep going. Like I can't. Like it doesn't click for me anymore, and I'm not willing to kind of sit down and puzzle through it and get a piece of paper and try to draw the thing or whatever it requires to, I don't want to think that hard. So I'm wondering if this one is going to have that problem where it kind of hits a point at which it becomes too complex. But I'm hoping not.
I don't think so. I'm really hoping that like the solutions will be possible, but you can definitely get better, right? I think we talked about it when we talked about the demo, is that like there's rankings against other people that have done it, and I'll probably be happy that I got it done as we get to the harder levels.
Right. Well, that's always my thing is if I'm close, like if I am, they give you a little histogram, like if I am in the second to fastest one or whatever, I'm really happy. But if I'm in like the fourth to fastest one and I'm close to the third to fastest one, then I might spend a little bit of time to try to improve a little bit. If I know that I'm not trying to squeeze out the last little bit.
I'm also really excited for the mini games.
Oh, yeah.
I tend to live for those in almost everything I play.
Oh boy.
What was the other one? Rift of the Necrodancer was like that too. I loved the mini games, but you see some of them in the trailers, and then you did one of them in the demo with the morning calisthenics or whatever.
The stretches, yeah.
What other games did you play that you like in this genre that you were prepping, and which ones did you have trouble with?
So I went all the way around. I went to Opus Magnum for a minute, which is like a really old one, which I apparently was good at some point, because I had, but only for a couple of levels, because I had a couple of solutions that were pretty optimal, and I couldn't remember how to play that game, so I bounced off of it pretty quick. My favorite in this genre is actually Last Call BBS, which is the one that Zach of Zachtronics made himself. It was like his last game before he went off to do whatever he's doing now. That one has a mini game. It's like a collection of 6 or so games, and one of them is a game kind of like Kaizen, where you have to do, it's called 20th Century Food Court, and you have to basically make machines that will factory automate fast food, essentially. But it's cool because it comes in with different orders and stuff, and you have to use the different orders in order to like build a little conveyor belt situation that goes step by step by step, in order to successfully create whatever the order is. And so you have to be able to do kind of branching logic, and they give you these cool little control modules and stuff. It's pretty fun. I actually really like that. But some of them are like, I'm about halfway through, and some of them are very hard, or very tricky, I should say.
I remember you recommending Last Call BBS.
It's on Game Pass, or at least it was. I don't know if it still is, but it was.
I own it.
Oh, okay.
It's probably came in some Humble Bundle at some point.
Gotcha. It's a good game. It's fun.
I also own the Opus Magnum, but the other ones in this are Infinite Factory, TIS 100, Shenzhen IO, Space Chem. I mean, there's a lot.
I think I own almost all of his games, actually. I have almost all the Zachtronics, if not all of them. Yeah, no, I have them. I have the Zachtronics puzzle pack on Steam, all in my library. TIS 100 is really fun, actually. I played a lot of that at one point and was decently good at it. But that one is more like real programming, and you just type in a computer. So like, it requires a little bit of abstract thinking, but like it works like a regular computer, so it's easier to reason about, for me at least.
Yeah, I'll have to try Last Call BBS. I remember you recommending it, and now I'm looking at the trailer. The thing that you described immediately reminded me of Factorio. Like it's conveyor belts. It's with a little bit more. Like I think there's a little bit more to it, with some hooking up some wires and some logic. But that looks fun. It
is fun. It is super fun, and it's like, especially the first, I want to say like dozen levels are really interesting to solve. And then it does the thing where it gives you the little leaderboards, so you can optimize if you want to, but you don't have to. But then I'm at a point now where it's like some of the things are just tricky to do with the tools that they give you, which makes it fun, right? But I have to kind of like come back to it every once in a while in order to kind of refresh look at it with fresh eyes, because it is kind of a puzzle kind of a thing.
Is this a day one purchase for you?
Yes, I think it is a day one purchase for me, although I also, confession, have another pre-order this week that I'm looking forward to also, which is
Donkey Kong,
Donkey
right?
Kong Bonanza comes out this coming Friday, or tomorrow as you listen to this. So I did go ahead, and after they did that big direct, which we talked about last time, I went ahead and did a pre-order because I had bought some Nintendo gift cards anyway, so I already had the money in my Nintendo account, so I just went for it. I am unreasonably interested in Donkey Kong.
Wow, what a shift.
I know. I went from I can't see why anybody wants this, I don't want it, it's stupid, and to like, I'm kind of looking forward to it.
All right, now I really need to know, because that if you really like it and you're like, hey, if you liked Odyssey, you should play this. I want to know, because I want to like my Switch too.
Yeah, by next episode, I should have some first thoughts at least on Donkey Kong.
Speaking of your Switch 2,
yes,
last time we talked, you had just kind of gotten your hands on it and were starting to put stuff together. And I was really interested in your review of the Killswitch, the D brand Killswitch case and all that. Did you ever get a chance to put it all together?
Oh, yes. I have put it all together, and I have been using it for the past couple weeks. So it is still fully installed on my Switch 2. So there's a thing to start with. So I got the whole pack, right? The top level, whatever, with a screen protector and the Killswitch with its little grips and stuff, and the travel cover all together, and the stick grip things, the little things that go on top of the Joy-Con sticks. So I have installed all of that stuff. I put a screen protector on the thing. I put all the case stuff on there, and I've been using it for the last couple weeks, and it's actually pretty good. Okay. There was a lot of controversy online about some tolerances and some stuff where it would make the right Joy-Con especially fall off. I have not had that experience. Mine has been okay. So I don't know. I think they acknowledged that there was some problem with a particular batch of these, and so they were going to fix them and send them to people or whatever. But mine has been fine. You can pick it up by one hand, which is important for the Switch. I guess the one thing I did not install, it came with like a case, like a plastic case that kind of is imagine like a really stretched out C that kind of goes on the console part of the console, and it has a cutout for the kickstand, right? So it covers the back of the console. The kickstand then is kind of exposed, I guess you would say, but it's the kickstand, it's the back of the console, whatever. The Killswitch comes with a little kickstand cover, but you have to stick it on with adhesive. Like you have to stick it onto the kickstand. And so I have opted not to do that, at least not right now, because I'm not sure that it matters. Like
how far in is the kickstand recessed? Like, is it pretty well protected?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the thickness of like a USB-C connector, probably-ish.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't put it on either.
Because I'm like, then it's just going to flake off, right? It's just something's going to get under the edge of the kickstand thing that's stuck to the kickstand, and then the kickstand thing that's stuck to the kickstand is going to come off, and then that's no good either. So anyway, but I have been generally very happy with the Killswitch. I have not used the travel cover very much. Like I haven't used it to transport the Switch 2 anywhere. I've really just had it in my house since I got it. But I think it looks like a decent option to travel with. Like I think I could see myself putting this thing into my backpack just with the travel cover on it, and then taking that with me instead of like a soft, like the Steam Deck case. Like I wouldn't need one of those if I had this thing. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with it.
How much more have you actually played your Switch?
I've actually been playing it a lot. So I've been playing Echoes of Wisdom on the Switch 2, which is the Zelda game that did not run very well on the Switch 1, and that's been a surprisingly good experience. It runs amazingly well on the Switch 2, of course it does, and it makes that game actually like kind of more fun, I want to say. And then I also caved, and during the Amazon Prime week experience, whatever, retail experience, I bought from Target, actually, Splatoon 3, because I had my eye on Splatoon 3.
How that's supposed to work.
Yeah, well, whatever. It was Target Circle Week and Amazon Prime Week and Best Buy Black Friday in July, and everybody had a thing. So I went ahead and I got Splatoon 3 from Target this past week, and I've been playing that a little bit because they had the digital version on sale for, I think, for $40 from Target. Yeah. So I went ahead and picked that up. I've been playing that a little bit this week because I really like the PvE salmon run mode where you play against the waves of the little salmon things. Those are pretty fun. Haven't really played a lot online, like a proper Splatoon, but I'm not very good at it, so that's why. But the PvE is fun. I think there's also DLC that is a roguelike as well that I don't have, but I'm keeping an eye on.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, something about modifiers and floors and a tower and something. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's something like that. So that's been kind of fun. And then so I've been bouncing between those two, kind of back and forth, and waiting for Donkey Kong to come out. But I would say I'm turning on the Switch 2 at least every other day.
Oh wow, okay, all right, way more than me.
Yeah, I mean, and part of that is trying to like live with it and use it and all that stuff. But part part of it is I'm not spending a lot of time doing any other gaming anyway, like any PC gaming and such, very much.
I was going to ask if you had picked up your Steam Deck since getting your Switch 2.
Barely. I actually, this is weird for me, but I don't know exactly where my Steam Deck is. Like, I have an idea of where I think it is, but like oh wait, never mind. I found it. It's literally within arm's reach of where I'm sitting right now. So it's not like it was like in a closet somewhere, but like it's zipped up in its case, and I have a couple of Steam Deck cases, so I didn't know exactly which one it was in. But no, I have not really played the Steam Deck since then. Although I will confess that I am starting to fall into the hype trap of the Xbox Ally handheld thing.
Right?
Yeah,
right.
It's a problem. I mean, not a problem, but like it's a problem.
Did you hear that the Xbox app on Windows you can now add your Steam games to?
Oh, really?
You can now add your Steam library to that app and launch Steam games from that app.
Okay.
So it's all
seems like
come
groundwork.
together.
Yeah. I have been playing one thing on the PC, though. I played it as we record this yesterday for the first time. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4 just came out. Why are there so many games coming out in this like 10-day span? But anyway, Tony Hawk Pro Skater came out, and I was really into Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, as we've discussed previously. And so I decided to give this a try. And in order to do that most effectively, I signed back up for Game Pass.
Nice. Excellent. Welcome back. It's good to have you.
Yeah.
There's lemonade over there.
I tried to get a promo deal, like a 14-day deal or whatever, and it did not give it to me. So it made me pay the $12.
Oh, because you had previously been a subscriber, maybe?
I think so. I mean, I've gotten more than my money's worth out of Xbox Game Pass in the past, so I didn't really begrudge it.
So specifically, you signed up for Xbox Game Pass for PC or Xbox Game Pass Ultimate? Which
PC
one?
only.
Got it. Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, it was like $12 a month. It was great.
And you got it because of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4?
Yeah, I got it so that I could play, so that I wouldn't buy Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 for $50 somewhere else.
Okay.
Although I will say, I can't get the one from the Xbox store to work with my PS5 controller. So I don't know if they need to patch it. I don't know if it's just not supposed to work. But that is a bummer for me because I would rather play Tony Hawk on a PlayStation controller just for historical reasons. So that did have me thinking, should I buy this on the PS5?
No.
But
I wonder if they'll post a patch because it's still relatively new.
Yeah, it just came out. But they do have, there are some things where there's like some weird sketchy driver for a PS4 controller to make it look like an Xbox controller for Windows. So maybe I will just do that. I have a couple of PS4 controllers that I could resurrect for this exercise. That's what I would try before I went and rebought this game. But
right.
It definitely, I want to play with a PlayStation controller.
So is this why you're feeling the pull to that new Xbox Rogue Ally?
A little bit. I mean, it's kind of like, man, it'd be nice to have Xbox Game Pass games portable easily, which I know you can do them on Steam Deck, but like not easily.
Not easily. Yeah.
The allure of all of your game stores will just work on this thing is strong.
Yeah, it's really appealing.
It would make me actually use the 300 games I have on the Epic Game Store, I think.
I was just going to say if Epic Game Store worked on it too, my library is doubled instantly because I actually install that game store and use it.
Exactly. So like yes, I am going to have my eye on that Rogue Ally thing, as much as it kind of annoys me to say it, because I also know that like probably in the first half of next year, Valve is going to be like, here's the Steam Deck too. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. They don't care about competition. They're Valve. They don't behave rationally. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't ever think that Valve was interested in being a hardware I mean, like what a freaking amazingly smart move to be like, we're going to jumpstart the mobile PC market, and then we're going to let other people make it better. I mean, that's what they did with like big picture mode and like, you know, like control Bluetooth controllers, and like they kind of jump started it, or with VR, right? Like they kind of just jump started everything, and then they were like, other people can keep it going. We just want our store to be where you buy games.
Right. We don't care. We just want our cut.
Right. So I would not be entirely surprised if they never make another Steam Deck. Now, I'd be kind of sad. I think they could make a really good Steam Deck too, but I wouldn't be super surprised if they never do. They never made a second version of any headset. I mean, they did, like the Valve Index is there, but it wasn't like, at least I didn't see it as mainstream as the HTC Vive when they first got it out. Like that was what Steam sold. They did their controller, they did their Steam Link box, like they did all these things and then never did a second version. They just kind of said, okay, that's like, we've kind of established that as something that people want or don't want, and we're not going to follow up on it. I can see a world pretty easily where they're like, yep, we've established this mobile PC market, this mobile handheld PC market, and you know, with a Steam Deck, and we've showed how much everyone wants it when it's done well. And now a bunch of people are doing it, but hey, we got Microsoft to put our store on their thing, and we're good with that. We're done. Let them have the hardware market.
Sadly, you may be correct. The thing that the Steam Deck has going for it, though, that none of the other gaming handhelds have is the touchpads. Yeah,
they have really nice touchpads.
And so, like, that's the niche where they can kind of do their thing, right? They have this game is really made for a mouse, and you don't have a mouse, but you have this cool touchpad. I don't play a lot of games like that, but the few that I have played like that are playable, at least on the.
I think they need to be 50% larger, and I would love if, you know, they could just like knock on Apple's door and be like, hey, could you tell us how to make those trackpads?
That would be cool. Yeah. So I don't know. They did say that they have an interview with the Steam guy, the Steam Deck guy, where he said like, yeah, we're not really looking to make another one until we have some breakthrough technology that we need to, you know, to do something with. Which, okay, cool. Maybe it's battery tech. Maybe it's the next processor. Obviously, they're not quite there yet with the processors and stuff, right? The processor and the Rogue Allies are better than the one in the Steam Deck, but I don't know by how much. I don't know. This thing that's like an Xbox controller with a little console between it that can actually run games is tempting.
Chris, you know what this means though, right?
What?
You've resubscribed to Game Pass.
Yes.
You have so many games to play.
I know. I actually installed like 7 of them at the same time while I was installing, or like after I installed Tony Hawk.
So many. The most important, the absolute most important is Anthem.
Why? What? You're talking about the game, the EA game from like 5 years ago that we liked and no one else did, right?
Oh, okay. We didn't like. We kind of thought it was good, and everyone agrees that the Iron Man's suit flying mechanics was good, felt good, and that was about the extent of the goodness of the game.
Sure,
but you obviously haven't heard the news that they are shutting down the Anthem servers in January.
What? No,
they're done. They pulling the plug.
How could they?
I mean. Okay, so this brings up 2 good points. First is no one saw it coming. Yeah, I'm surprised it lasted this long. But 2, this brings up a great point about the Stop Killing Games stuff that's going on. Unfortunately, not in the US. It's more of an EU thing. But this is a perfect example. We're never going to be able to play Anthem ever again.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, right?
I mean, in the end, like, sure, the game didn't do that well, but like, it's a pretty game. Like, it looks nice and it played okay. And sure, it didn't really succeed as a live service game, but like, it had a decent gameplay loop.
Right. And here's the thing that's more for me, like gameplay mechanics. Yeah. Like the playing the game. Yeah. But like, I feel like for me personally, the reason I identify so much with the Stop Killing Games stuff is more about the stories, right? Like, can you imagine if like you were never able to read a certain book ever again.
Yeah.
Sure, you could talk about it. You could, there's commentary about it. There's like pop culture references to it, but like the ability to actually read the book was taken away. And that's kind of what hits me the most with games. I know different people identify with different parts of it. And I think, there's an argument to like culturally being able to share playing a game with maybe, the next generation or whatnot, and a little bit more about mechanics and the origins of side scrolling and, all of that stuff. Like, I think there's people identify with different parts of it. For me, like, no one is ever going to be able to play the story of Anthem ever again. And that may not be a huge loss, but there are other games where it is a huge loss.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge game preservation movement, right? And there's people that like GOG, right? Good Old Games. They do a bunch of effort to keep old games running on modern operating systems and hardware and stuff. Yeah, it's interesting. The scarcity of that is really interesting. Of the like, you could look up a YouTube video of this game and you could never play it. Like, that would be weird. Like, that is weird. And there are games that are like that. I mean, there's a whole like a third of Destiny 2 you can't play, or 2/3 of Destiny 2 that you can't play. Like, I mean, but you can still go play Destiny 2 of some kind. You just can't play those story missions. And it's that,
yeah, you can't play the campaign that you and I originally played with Destiny 2. That's, I didn't even think about that. Existed, still running games that just gotten rid of old content.
I guess that kind of takes it though into the, like, if the story is the thing that's the compelling part of that game, like, at least there should be some decent Let's Plays or YouTube videos or something for it.
Hopefully. And I think that's kind of the saving grace a little bit, is that content has become more popular. So you can typically find something, but I think the argument still stands about like video games as an art, as a form of media, and never being able to play or experience it ever again. It's kind of a big deal. I think it's a bigger deal than people think. I mean, again, using that same kind of comparison, imagine never being allowed to read a certain book ever again. Or I mean, it happens, but never being able to watch a certain movie ever again. But there's, and you've talked about this before, there's a different element to it, like actually interacting with the media, actually playing the game is a big part of the art form. I can see why people feel so strongly about it. And I tend to agree with all of the arguments and all of the things being asked for in the Stop Killing Games petition. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I know I do.
I mean, I definitely would like it if there could be some way to fix this. I don't know, like keep things going or make it available offline or do something like that. But that's tough because it is, you would be asking for development on games, especially games like Anthem that maybe didn't do very well. If you were like, hey, let me play Anthem offline, it'd be like, yeah, but now we have to make a patch for it. And like some studios will do that. And maybe this is a case where EA is big enough, they could probably just do it. But it's tough.
Yeah, but I mean, the other side of it is if that becomes a law, then you start designing from the beginning.
True.
And
true.
I think you would see most online games probably from the beginning would start to have an offline mode as well. I think Elite Dangerous is a great example of that. Elite Dangerous has their like big community, fully connected universe, but then they also have private play and solo play, which are, not online and connected. So and your character, I mean, in Elite Dangerous, at least, your character kind of transfers over. I don't know if solo play is fully offline, but you can see very easily how they could turn that into an offline mode and self-hosted. Again, I'm doing huge hand waves in game development. I don't want to simplify it or oversimplify it, but I think, again, if you kind of pass a law like this, you would have to say, okay, well, by a certain time, any game introduced, like, has to be preserved. And you would start to see what you're talking about, that development at least be tried to be incorporated a little bit earlier in the process. Okay, well, enough of that. That's sad news. Anthem's gone. If you want to play Anthem, you have until January to do so. But, Chris, that's not actually what you're going to play on Game Pass.
No, that's not the games that I'm looking for. The things that I installed were the first thing I went looking for was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Or no, Great Circle.
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
I forgot all about that one.
Yeah, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So I got that and the high resolution texture pack. So the whole kit and caboodle was like 120 gigs or something, some insane download size. But I'm looking forward to at some point getting into that. I still haven't figured out exactly how to play that on my couch if I want to, other than bringing my tower PC downstairs and sticking it next to my TV. But I do kind of want to do that. So that's a big one. And then I did grab Rematch, that soccer game that looks like Rocket League, but with people instead of cars, which kind of just makes it a soccer game, I think, but I haven't seen anything else about it.
Yeah, it's Rocket League without the cars, which is like, just soccer.
It's just soccer. And then I also did download the altars on your recommendation from last episode or the one before. And I haven't downloaded Clair Obscur yet, but that's also kind of on my list.
Chris, that's the most important one.
Is it? Oh, well, my bad.
I mean, the altars is good. Don't get me wrong. Play the altars. I haven't played Rematch yet. But of all of the games, the one that is most likely to be game of the year is Clair Obscur.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I should probably do that. That's
just play the prologue, Chris. Just play the prologue.
Clair Obscur is also one of those games where if I could put it on my Steam Deck easily, I would do it and play it a lot more, I think, than I would.
Absolutely.
It'd
be amazing. It'd be so good.
I mean, you could buy it on Steam, right? Like, that's an option.
I know, but that's whatever. I'm playing it on my computer.
Fair enough.
But no, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. That's the one. That's the one.
Okay. All right. After this, I will go click the button and download it.
The prologue will take you 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hours.
Uh-huh.
Just play it. Just play it.
All right. All right.
You missed a couple. Maybe you haven't downloaded them yet, but some of the other ones I noticed. You could play Blueprints again.
I already own Blueprints on Steam. I don't need to play it again.
Yeah, but you could play it again.
Blueprints itself, the game has 4 save files. You can just play it again inside the game.
I'm joking. Oblivion is another one.
Oh,
I don't know if you played the original, but
I did not.
That remaster came out.
We had this conversation.
Then,
I've never played an Elder Scrolls game, remember?
Oh, that's right. Neither. Yeah. Okay. Well, you could play it for the first time. And then I think you had been talking about, or maybe you already bought it. I don't know. I don't remember. But I was surprised to see, as I was kind of scrolling through there, that Metaphor Refantasio is on Game Pass.
Yeah, I did not buy it. It's on my interested list, like my eyebrow raise list, but it's also like a 200-hour JRPG that I do not have time for. So it probably gets relegated to nice to have, but not going to play it, unfortunately.
Did you ever finish Final Fantasy VII?
Nope.
Okay, all right.
That's why I can't sign up for more JRPGs. Like I can't. Oh,
I have bad news for you.
What's that?
I'm pretty sure Clair Obscur Expedition 33 like technically falls into the JRPG category.
I think you're right, but now you're making me play it, so I have to go play the prologue.
You have to go play the prologue.
I will. Also, Metaphor on How Long to Beat actually says the main story is only 65.5 hours. So,
only.
Yeah, only 65.5 hours compared to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at 48 hours, and I still haven't finished that one. So, we're doing great here.
What's Clair Obscur? While we're at it,
Clair Obscur is 28 hours. So reasonable.
Sure. I still haven't finished it.
I mean, I will say, in this year, this 2025 gaming year, I have put like 85 hours into Blueprints. So,
oh, okay.
Clearly it's possible to find the time if I put my mind to it.
I have a recommendation for you and everyone else listening for Clair Obscur. I was schooled on Clair Obscur by my girlfriend, who started it and finished it in one weekend.
The whole game?
The whole game.
Wow. I hear it takes 28 hours to beat it.
Yes. Yeah. 28 hours over 3 days. It was pretty close to 28 hours. But she played it on story mode, the easy mode.
Oh, yeah.
My recommendation to you and to anyone else particularly if you're getting stuck or not, like, and you just want to kind of get through it. Start the game on normal so that you kind of experience what everyone is talking about in like the difficult combat.
Right.
But as soon as you have any resistance to like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to finish this game, switch to story mode.
Okay.
Like, so you kind of get, you get that feeling, you get that like kind of like that part of the conversation on, okay, yeah, this is difficult combat and it's actually a lot of fun. And like, I could see myself getting really good at it, but then I kind of like slowed to a halt because it feels like the progress you're making is not enough. Switch to story mode. It took right back off.
Huh. Okay. All right. That's a good idea. I think that's probably even a good idea for like most games anyway, like good advice. If it's a game that lets you change your difficulty on the fly, like play it on normal until it gets hard enough that you're frustrated and then drop it down.
Right. Okay. This is exciting.
Yeah, I know. Back in the Game Pass bandwagon.
Is it month to month or was there a yearly option?
There was no yearly option or I would have done it, but it's month to month. So I can choose to cancel once I've played all the Tony Hawk I'm going to play and done the prologue of Clair Obscur.
Yeah, you could churn a bit.
And I might. I will have to see kind of what my life is doing and what games are, maybe I'll get so sucked into Donkey Kong that like there's just no room for anything else.
I'll be honest with you, Chris. I am kind of tempted to play Anthem a little bit.
I would like to play it one more time before it goes. I would hop on and run around and remember vaguely kind of how decently voice acted it was and how fun it is to fly around in little Iron Man suits. Which I, by researching this, have been reminded were called javelins.
Yeah. Yes. Very good.
Which I did not remember. But yes, I would get into Anthem, for one day with you again sometime.
One day. All right. I think it deserves one more day. All right. Well, come celebrate Chris's triumphant return to Game Pass. By coming and hanging out, you can join our Discord by going to discord.pnapodcast.com.
If you want to find any of our older episodes or read our show notes, you can visit our website at pnapodcast.com. That's P, the letter N, the letter A, podcast.com.
If you're enjoying the show, we would love if you could share it with some others that might enjoy it as well.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll talk to you next time.
I got an ad for a product that I need to talk about.
Uh-oh.
So we talk a lot about the Steam Deck and mobile handheld PCs and all of that. And I'm not old, but
okay.
I have really bad eyes.
Sure.
It just kind of runs in the family. And generally, like, I'm okay with contacts and stuff, but I find that like when things are tiny and small, like I can read them, but I my eyes get stressed like very easily, right? They get tired really easily. And I got this ad, actually on a Skill Up video, who I really like. That's the YouTuber I really like, for the Xreal 1 Pro glasses, which are glasses that I don't think they're VR. I don't think they're AR. They're just darkened glasses that project a big screen in front of you.
Yes.
And they like mirror whatever's plugged into them, like whatever thing is plugged in. And it's Skill Up was the advertising that he was reading was I play my Steam Deck with these plugged in. And I lean back, I lay back in my chair, and I rest my Steam Deck on my lap so I don't have to hold it up, just like a controller.
Right.
And I plug them into these glasses, and I basically look at the ceiling in a very neutral, almost sleeping position, and I play my games like that. And, oh, boy, was that I nearly went and bought them right away.
Huh. There's a couple of these. There are two companies that make these that I know of. There's Xreal, and then there's Viture, Viture. So before you go off and buy one of these right away, you might look into them and see what they have, because I know that Viture just announced a whole bunch of new stuff, like last week or something. So I don't know. There's they're back and forth. There's some competition. But I have heard of these. I actually was kind of interested in them, except that they're pretty expensive for what they are.
Yeah, they're like $650.
Yeah. So I can't justify, like, I don't know. If the Apple Vision Pro could do this, or if the Apple Vision Pro Next, whatever, would operate as just, plug your HDMI cable or your USB-C cable into your, Steam Deck or Switch 2 or ROG Ally or whatever, that would be a nice little selling point on the list, for like a Vision Pro or something else that already has these. I just don't know, like fancy glasses. I don't know. If you get them, I want to hear how they are and I want to try them. So bring them here. But like, I don't know.
I might put these on like my Christmas list.
Yeah.
On like, hey, I'm not going to buy this for myself, but if, someone wants to
go
splurge and go ahead. Like I have my MetaQuest that I have, my MetaQuest 3.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of one of those things like, hey, I'll play this every now and then. I'll bring, and I have. And it's really nice. It's really nice. But I didn't want to buy it for myself. So I got it for Christmas. And I think this is also going to be one of those, like, I'll put it on the list. If no one ever gets it for me, whatever. They're very expensive. That would be a very big gift. But, if someone did, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah. Huh. Well, if you get them, I am very curious because I've heard from a couple of other like podcaster, YouTuber types that they're very good. So I don't know. Maybe not for me, but maybe. I want something like this at some point. The next time that I'm on like a long business trip, like where I can't take big monitors, like something like this is what I'm thinking about.
I wish I could go try these somewhere, but I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research. Now that you gave me this other company, I'm gonna have to compare a little bit and see. I might try something out here.